A multi-billion-dollar family-owned company finds themselves targeted by the world after one of their own orchestrated one of the most horrific terrorist attacks to ever occur on US soil, leading to the initiation of the Greater War on Terror and the invasion of Afghanistan. Delving into the company's history uncovers a story on how a poor man from Yemen was able to build one of the largest companies in the world while unknowingly fathering one of the most notorious terrorists of all time, leading to SEAL Team 6 conducting a daring raid to serve justice for the free world. Osama Bin Laden's story began in a small Yemeni village in 1908, where his family faced impoverished conditions and lacked access to formal education. Following their migration to Tayama, Muhammad entered the workforce as a bricklayer for Armaco, the second largest company in the world. Through years of honing his craft, he eventually established his own construction business under the name of the Saudi Binladin Group. Muhammad's exceptional skills quickly caught the attention of the founder of Saudi Arabia, with whom he built a personal relationship with. His negotiation skills and the ability to undercut local rivals allowed him to secure numerous major construction projects, including the construction of palaces for the royal family, earning him the prestigious title of Royal Builder. Over time, his business grew and he developed strong relationships with members of the Saudi royal family, including King Faisal. As Faisal assumed leadership from the previous King Saud, the country's economy was rapidly deteriorating. Muhammad extended an offer to provide Faisal with financial assistance to help restart the economy, and in return, King Faisal issued a royal decree awarding all future construction projects to the Bin Laden Construction Company. Thanks to this aid package, the economy successfully rebounded, solidifying the Bin Laden's ongoing business ventures with the royal family and Muhammad's bond with Faisal. Nevertheless, in 1975, Faisal fell victim to assassination by his nephew, leading to his half-brother Khalid assuming the throne. During the reign of King Khalid, the economy was incredibly prosperous thanks to the influx of hundreds of billions in oil revenue into Saudi Arabia. The nation, with an estimated population of 4 million and only 500,000 literate males, struggled to absorb such unprecedented wealth. In response, the government initiated an aggressive campaign of buying and building, attracting a surge of foreign contractors, with the Bin Ladens remaining as the principal builders for the royal family, allowing them to accumulate substantial wealth during the boom, which eventually surpassed $5 billion. However, the prosperity of this era also witnessed widespread corruption, with deals tainted by influence peddling, bribes, and oversized commissions. This corruption led to a decline in credibility and respect of Saudi leaders among the country's religious conservatives. Even with such an absurd amount of wealth, Muhammad remained a humble and devout individual. He led a simple life, prioritizing religious and moral values, as well as providing for his 52 children and 11 wives, with most of his children sitting on the board of directors for the company. Tragically, in 1967, Muhammad was killed in an airplane crash in the southwest province of Saudi Arabia, leaving his son Salim to take over his role. However, in 1988, Salim's life was cut short when he drifted into a high-voltage power line while flying his ultralight plane, causing him to fall 115 feet. Salim was known to keep Osama in check, and after his death, Osama's ego and sense of entitlement began to show its true face. Tensions within the Bin Laden family increased, especially concerning Osama and his extremist views. These problems got worse when Osama was kicked out of Saudi Arabia in 1991 for openly criticizing the Saudi alliance with the United States. This left the family with no choice but to distance themselves from his radical ideas. In 1993, the family made the tough decision to remove Osama from the company and sever ties, forcing him to sell his 2% share in the Saudi Binladin Group. At the time, these shares could have been worth over $100 million. The aftermath of the September 11th attacks brought a new wave of challenges for the Bin Laden family and their construction business. They faced lawsuits and intense scrutiny over allegations of supporting Osama's terrorist activities. The courts meticulously examined their financial transactions to trace the whereabouts of Osama's money after his ousting from the company. They discovered the Saudi government had froze a large portion of his assets when his citizenship was revoked, and the remaining funds were seized by the Sudanese government after he left Sudan in 1996, leaving him with nothing. Even though the company was eventually cleared of any wrongdoing, the whole situation added more complexity to the family's already intricate history as they tried to balance their business legacy with their efforts to distance themselves from the actions of one of their own. As time passed, several of Osama's brothers stepped up to run the company, but in 2017, Bakr bin Laden was arrested without trial and held for 4 years during a Saudi government anti-corruption crackdown. This led to changes in the company's board of directors, with only 2 bin Laden brothers remaining on the board. board, and a large portion of the company being sold to the Saudi government. But when the pandemic struck, the company faced financial challenges due to the stagnant economy. They had to implement waves of layoffs because they couldn't pay their employees on time, leading to a debt of $15 billion. Today, the company keeps growing with an estimated 100,000 employees working on big projects like the Jihad Tower, which aims to be the world's tallest building at 3,304 feet, and the King Abu Dhabi International Airport. As for Osama Bin Laden, he could have lived a life most dreamed of, filled with infinite luxury and more money than you can spend in a lifetime, but his actions led the United States to put an end to him once and for all. In the meticulously orchestrated operation, codenamed Neptune Spear, the United States, led by the Central Intelligence Agency and the Joint Special Operations Command, executed a mission to kill Osama. The relentless intelligence-gathering effort leading up to the operation involved extensive collaboration among various U.S. agencies. Utilizing a rented home in Pakistan as a surveillance base, the CIA employed informants and controversial methods such as a fake polio vaccination program to collect critical intelligence on the compound. The compound's design featured 3 stories and multiple angles of observation, inadvertently contributing to its discovery. Despite an intense intelligence effort, no photograph or voice recording of Bin Laden at the site was obtained before the raid. Operation Neptune Spear involves 79 JSOC and CIA operators, 5 helicopters, and a military dog named Cairo. The mission, with the objective of either killing or capturing Bin Laden, faced planning challenges, including the consideration of involving the Pakistani military in the use of advanced technology, such as the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber. President Barack Obama ultimately ruled out cooperation with Pakistan due to concerns about operational security. The final decision to proceed with a helicopter raid, led by Vice Admiral William H. McRaven, involved detailed planning, legal considerations, and multiple rehearsals in the US. With the commencement of the operation, the SEALs used stealth-modified Black Hawk helicopters and approached the compound, but faced challenges during the approach, with one helicopter crash landing due to hazardous weather conditions. The SEALs successfully navigated through the compound, encountering and eliminating defenders, securing women and children, and extracting valuable intelligence. The encounter with Bin Laden occurred on the 3rd floor of the main building, where Rob O'Neill avenged every innocent person he had harmed by putting 3 rounds into Bin Laden, resulting in his death. Conflicting reports surfaced regarding the events leading to Bin Laden's death, but the SEALs successfully completed the mission in 38 minutes and took no casualties. President Obama addressed the world, announcing the success of the operation. Relief and closure echoed globally, with Americans flooding the streets in celebration, marking the closure of that chapter in history as Osama's body was cast into the Northern Arabian Sea.